welcome back to Chat with Olajumoke. It's always a pleasure having you join me. And if this is your first time of stumbling on any of our videos, why have you not subscribed? Please subscribe, and God will bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So remember, Chat with Olajumoke is a place where we talk about all things better living. And remember, I don't do this alone. I have the ladies with me. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
All right. So this episode, we are going to be talking about dealing or handling an ambitious. Is it ambitious or ambitious? Over ambitious spouse. So yeah, dealing or handling with an over ambitious spouse. And this topic came from a conversation I had with my brother. So we're just talking, and he was telling me about somebody that he met, that is a woman that he met that is very successful. And, I was now asking, okay, that is she with her husband? She now said no. And he was now telling me that, and there are several of them like that are very successful. They are very, successful, wealthy, and they are not with their husband. And he now came from the angle of, sometimes either the man or the woman, that sometimes one is more ambitious and the other is not able to keep up, and the other person just feels like, well, this is not what I bargained for, right? So that's where this topic came from. I know when we're talking behind the scenes, we're saying that, Danny was saying that I cannot marry someone that is not ambitious. Ambitious. I cannot handle someone that is not ambitious. But we now said, okay, yes, it's okay to marry someone that's ambitious. Now, because you are just sitting there, doesn't make sense. Yeah. But it's now being over ambitious. How do you deal with someone that's after he has met with this one, he's thinking about the next one, always doing something. So yeah, that is what is forming our discussion today. So as we go ahead, do you agree that when one of the partners is over ambitious, that the other partner can feel left out, or feel like the person is, I'm not doing much. What am I doing in my life? Maybe threatened? I don't know. Do you agree? Can it be a problem in marriage?
Can it be a possibility? Yes. But if it's communicated, because I know that communication is key. If at every level, okay, let's imagine, okay, someone that just finished, maybe got married to a lady that has BSc, right? After a while, she said, I want to do my master's. And after her master's, she wants to do, and maybe the husband just has BSc, right? And after the MSc, she wants to get her PhD, and she's doing well. And I feel everything boils down to communication. Communicate to your spouse, your like every of your move when it comes to probably how you want to grow and everything, so that at the end of the day, you won't feel like you're just trying to do it on your own. You're trying to come and show me that you can read, So I don't know.
Okay. So you're talking about the motive is also very important. The motive behind it. Okay. All right. So, Auntie D, do you agree that it could be a problem when you have an overambitious? It can be a problem in the marriage.
Yes, and then let's flip it. If a man is overambitious, you now have a woman who is laid back. The woman might just feel as if you think that she might feel left out, but she might just feel as if her husband is dragging her unnecessarily. I know of someone that, okay, for me, I always wanted to work in the ministry. Please just give me 8 to 4. I don't want stress in my life. Don't stress.
And there are people like that.
Yes. Yeah. So imagine me getting married to someone that today they will transfer into. No, don't do your do. Hey, okay. Please don't. You understand? So the husband will now feel like, this one. Don't you have any passion? You don't have any.
Don't drive.
Can't you? You understand? So it has more to do with. For me, I would suggest the woman should grow with her husband, not the man should drag her along. Then if someone feels left behind, you can as well call, like she said, communication. Call him back. You're leaving me behind.
Yeah.
Let's talk. What are you doing?
So that you wouldn't have to be that partner where they are going for a party, right, and they can't go with you. Why? Because
You don't fit in.
And it's not
Yes.
because you don't fit, but because you don't want to fit in.
Yes. Because
So sometimes there's a way you
your
see your
spouse.
partner growing, right? Don't take it as anything. Just try to see where you can grow because
You just grow.
just grow.
Okay, I'll go this grow part. I'm going to go into it, but let me hear Danny's thoughts. What do you think is the challenge that one is ambitious and the other is not?
Over ambitious.
I keep saying ambitious.
Yes, ambitious is
good.
Is good too. For me, when we were talking the other time, I said I can't even go near anybody that is not even ambitious because me, thank God for the kind of man I got married to. I personally I know most time I'm over ambitious because I'll just sit myself down and think I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. And most time when I discuss with my husband, my husband will tell me, "Okay,
Calm
no,
down."
no, do it this way, do it this way. One thing I will say is before you get married, please know the kind of man or woman you want to get married to. If he or she is over ambitious, can you fit in?
Can you cope in that
Can you
relationship?
cope? If you can't cope, don't waste time, let it go. Because when you now get into the whole situation and you see, no, this is not what I. She said
What
she
I
loves
want
eight to four. Some wants from that 8 to 4 to
Another one,
from
back to back.
and at the end of the day it will cause problem in the home. So know the person you want to.
But unfortunately these days, in our what do they do now? That talking stage is how are you? I love you.
Thank you.
What did you eat today?
I
What's your
love
favorite color? They don't go deep. They don't have deep conversations.
No, they don't even do that one. What they do is, do you know the eatery it took me to last week?
Imagine.
Do you know that there is one?
That one
they
that
just
know the
opened.
latest.
That is where they want to do the talking
And the
stage.
important conversations
And
and
left out.
and left
Yeah,
out.
left out.
Right. Okay, so we agree that it could be a challenge. Now let's go to the place of growth. I told you we're going to get there shortly. So you said that, and Titi was saying that don't drag your spouse along. Carry her along.
Your spouse should grow
Okay.
with you.
So if you now have a spouse that you have been saying, okay, you know the kind of person I am, you know the kind of job I do, I'll be going to functions, I need you to grow, I need you to, and the person is just laid back.
Alright.
What can you do?
You're leaving a loophole.
No, that should have happened at the talking stage.
I
We are saying now, what if that's the person you're married to?
I am a laid back person, but
Don't tell me
I
you're
am well
laid back
read.
to this.
I am well read. I always look forward to things that would better me.
Thank you. So you can be growing and just still laid
at
back.
my pace.
And
Yes.
see, so when people have
conversations, you can get, you can hold a conversation.
Yes.
It's not that they lost, they
when they bring you into that conversation, you're just doing that's the only thing you have to say. There's no productive.
I just find for face, nothing.
No, that's
And it
wrong.
could be an issue. Like so,
No, not like
now
can be it's an issue.
They will resent their husbands.
It is.
The overachiever husband, they will resent him because they now feel as if they know they are not good enough, but they are not willing to make themselves good enough. So they now feel as if, he's looking at those ladies outside that was eating. I know the
Or maybe he's having some calls with those ladies that are his business partners or something, and he feels like they're having an affair or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that is for the guy, but for the lady, there was an episode that we're talking about. I think I'm not sure it's going to be the previous episode now, when we're doing the movie review of Flowers and Spice, and we're saying that it was the guy that felt threatened because the woman was, she was doing great. So what do you say to a man that has a wife that is over ambitious?
For me, the man would support the woman. My own parents were like that. My father is laid back. My father is brilliant, but he's laid back, and he had a regular job. My mom is the one that wants to sell the moon. She used to be any new thing. You will see my mom in the business. what my daddy did was, I guess in their marriage, they had certain laid down rules. My daddy travels. My daddy traveled then. My mom too was always. So the rule was that there was always, once my dad was home, once he wasn't traveling, my mom couldn't travel. And if my daddy traveled, my mom can't travel.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And if she had to, yeah, someone was always at
Around.
home to take care of we the plenty
You see where
children they
communication
have.
comes in.
Makes sense.
They-
So that brings us to the place of
to help them
communication.
draw a balance.
Exactly.
So that brings us.
My
okay,
my
so
dad was my mom's greatest cheerleader. Once she comes home and she's like, Kiniko, Kiniko, I saw this, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. Oh, yeah, now. And then it was the accountant. He was one always keeping the money, so that my
that's
mom would
support.
not spend.
That's support, and that makes
It was-
sense. It wasn't threatened by a
It wasn't
success
at all.
in any way. It
My
was
dad
not.
wasn't
It was.
threatened.
It wasn't
He
insecure.
saw her success as his success.
Yes, and it was sharing her on,
Yeah.
which is the way that it's supposed to be.
That's-
Because in most cases, when you're thinking that is the man that is overambitious, but
That's
in
why
many
it's the
cases, in
woman.
these times, is the lady
the
that is
woman.
overambitious.
It's the woman.
She's the
Yeah.
one
It's
that
the
wants to,
woman.
Yeah.
she's breaking this barrier. She wants the next one. She wants the next one, right? So okay, so how do you now communicate your goals and aspirations? So you know that there is a new one that we just did. The woman supported you, or the man supported you, and in less than 2 months again, there's a new thing, and there's always something you want to do. There's always something you want to do. How do you keep communicating this to your spouse, and the other person doesn't feel
Overwhelmed
or not productive?
too much information.
Yes.
Information
I
overload.
think recognizing that, it comes or boils down to recognizing who your spouse is.
Yes.
See, if you recognize that this is who your spouse is, it's easier to take in and help her grow on all parameters, right? But if you don't recognize that this is who she is, and that is the stage or phase you are in with her,
Yeah.
guess what? There'll always be quarrels because you feel that you just did this one, can't you wait? Why are you bringing this one up again? But if you recognize that this is who she is, it will be an easy sale.
See, thank you for saying that. Me, I told you, I am the person that will come today
With every
and
idea.
tell you this is great. My husband will say perfect, and tomorrow I will say, you see this one. My husband will just tell me, calm down. Which one do you want to do? The one of yesterday.
Okay, so at the point when you are telling him that, have you started the one you told him previously, or it's still a work in progress?
Me, once I think about it, the next minute I'm doing
You're doing it, okay. So you are doing it and you're thinking of another thing.
Exactly.
immediately.
When you are in early stage of something, you were expecting, get to one stage before you start thinking
of something else.
And again, an idea just drop immediately.
Instead of building that one properly.
And one thing I bless God for is my husband is my best friend. So once I think about it, you'll be the first person to hear about it.
Of course.
So
As it should be.
yes, but some
Some doesn't go that route.
exactly.
Some don't go down.
So that's
Just because of the problem. Once you think about it, and if I tell him now, it's another problem. But me, I know once I tell him, if it's good, he will tell me, yes, go ahead. If it is not good, he will tell me, hold on, let's finish this one before you move to that one. So communication
It's important.
Communication is
It's
important. I think I should even drive this in this direction because, like for me, I'm someone that I feel that there should be direction.
Yeah.
My own kind of person is after A, let's do B. Let there be a vision board. Let it be known that okay, after this one, this one, after this one, this one. That's my kind of person, right? So in that direction, I feel I've already communicated. Now everybody's now in the know of what we want to
Yes,
do.
what we
It's
are
glaring,
doing,
yes.
yeah.
So if at all there's supposed to be a shift, it's on that. Okay, I think we need to do this. We need to do this. So I think everything still boils down to
Communication.
because you might end up having a spouse that is not a
That's
like not a structured person.
So being structure will help.
Structure,
Alright. So I also want to say that in communicating these goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, have a structure. This is what I want to, like maybe in the beginning of the year, this is
Yeah.
what I want to do this year.
Mhm.
So, if there's anything that is just popping into your head, maybe in the middle of the year,
Yeah.
and you feel like, because sometimes if you know, sometimes structure can be, it can just be a
No,
robot.
there'll be room for visibility, for flexibility.
Yes.
You know, the fact that you're structured, it just gives you a guideline to where you're going to. Doesn't mean that there are some places that cannot be twists and turns.
Yes.
And that's where flexibility comes
Yes.
in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you understand that. Okay. So maybe there's one project that now came along the line, and you want to put it in what has been.
Yeah.
You know, there is a way that you can, in love, communicate to your spouse that I know that we have talked about this, what we wanted to do for the year, but there is this one I feel like is more urgent that we can break, and put in the middle of it. And then I think also that completion is very important.
Yeah.
And that's where your husband is saying, calm down.
Yeah.
Finish this one.
Yeah.
There are some things that are not, is not going to be completed, but you see it through. There are some things that are recurring, but you have seen it through to a certain level that you know that okay, we can take it from here. So see it through to a particular level, and before you spring another thing on him or her, let that thing sink in.
So that you also make that person feel like he's idealist, visionless,
Yes.
or he's because we are human beings, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
At some point, person might also feel like in
What
the
am I
laid
doing
back
with my
Nigerian
life?
language, say now only you they think, or say now only you sabi think,
Yes.
things like that. So
Yes.
even as much as you're bringing up ideas, also don't rub it on your spouse's face.
Yeah.
You know that.
Okay. All right. So that leads me to the next question. So how can the non-ambitious spouse support? You are laid back. He understands or she understands that that's the person I married. How can you support the one that is now overambitious? How can you support?
By complimenting your spouse. Those places where your spouse seems to have a weakness, you compliment it. Like for some people, all they need is a wife who can network. You understand? A wife who can get into a room, read it, and pick out the most important people in that room.
Yeah.
And you are telling your
And she's doing it
husband,
silently.
she's doing it silently. She's doing it silently. Like that is what I used to do with my boss. If he has second thoughts about someone, he'll just push me into the space, and then I'm reading each person. I just tell him, oh, this person is this person is that. He will now be like, okay, yeah, yes, I'm sure about this person. Okay, oh, no, I didn't really think about. You understand? You just get a spouse that is what you need the spouse to do. For some people, their spouses are just how will I put it? Barriers against inappropriate advances. Like for a woman, when they see the husband gone, they're like, okay. Some men will take a step back. The minute they see that your husband is fully present,
Yeah.
some men will take a step back. They won't want to poach.
Yeah.
They will just, if they had those thoughts before, they will just deaden the thoughts. And then when your husband turns out to be someone that is approachable and relates well with them, those men are gone. They just automatically, quote unquote, become friends. Now because my chairman, and it betters your own chances in the environment you have with them. So it's just like look for a way to complement your spouse.
Okay. Does anybody have any other thoughts?
I would say cheer her, like be that cheerleader she wants.
Yes.
Promote whatever she's doing.
He or her.
He or her.
That's
Oh yeah. Whether the man or the woman, so I'll just be direct. Promote whatever he or she's doing. Cheer him. Cheer
your partner.
Cheer
Even if I said he or she.
be that cheerleader your partner wants or partner desires. So talk about what your partner does. Don't be shy to talk about it. Any room that you go in and you see the opportunity to
flaunt your partner.
Flaunt your partner, because I think this brings me to recently. I went on with my husband, and when I just got into that space, I didn't need to introduce myself. And these are people I've never even met. There was no need introducing myself. They said talking about, oh, seeing you, this is, they said just start talking, because whether you like it or not, he will put it in your face that this is who my wife is, this is what she does, so yeah, so just be that person that your partner can even lean on, because even through her process of evolving or being overambitious, there'll be moments where she'll be going through some emotions as a whether as a man or as a low moments. Yes. So be that person she can lean on. Don't be the person that she can't communicate with, and then she goes out to look for who she can find solace
Be the
in.
O.
Yes, exactly. Be the
Don't
person
be
she
the
can rest
O.
or he can rest his or her shoulders on.
Like I'm going home, and yes, I'm going
Yes,
to
exactly.
recharge.
Yes,
This is
and
my place of comfort. My
thank you.
safe
And
space.
if all
once I look back,
yes, and if all these things are
someone is at my back.
and if all these things are in place, you're giving the person more wings to fly.
Yes.
Like a propeller
Yes.
to
Yes.
to be
Yes.
the next
Yes.
next best thing.
Yes, I would also say showing up. Showing up maybe once in a while, maybe it's in the office, you just come, just say hi. Maybe it's a project that they're doing, just show up on unexpectedly, show
Both
up.
expected and unexpected.
Yes, both,
because
yes.
it will boost the morale
Yes,
of
yes,
that
both of
partner.
them. Yes, both of them. Then, if it's something that has to do with social media, maybe you need to post the person. You need to show what the person is doing.
Yeah.
Some women do this a lot for their husbands, but it's not always the other way around.
Yeah.
No, I beg to differ.
Some, I said some.
Some.
Yeah.
There are men, as in on Twitter, you see men advertising. Please, there's one particular one that his adverts are always funny. He'll go like, "Please patronize my wife, oh, I want to become a house husband soon." And you will just try it that my wife wants to sell this. Please, don't let my feeding fee, don't let it get short. You
Those are
understand
men
that
that are not insecure.
he's joking, but
But it's passing the message.
yes, it's passing the message that this is what is why you like, please, patronize us. So I want to become a house husband soon. I want to retire very soon. This is for that one. And
Okay, so while as we begin to wrap up, how do you advise someone that they are in that situation where one of them is over ambitious and the other person just feels like I cannot keep up, I can't deal because it's breaking marriages. One of the irreconcilable differences could be one of these things, and it's breaking marriages. Like I can't keep up. It's from one thing to the other. You're always not available. You're always not around. Or it might not even be that. It might just be that you have so many people around you. You're too exposed.
So it can even be that. It can even be the availability. It can even be that because when you're over ambitious, right? The next best door is being opened to you, and guess what? You're being drawn away from. There are so many things you used to be, or you used to be used to do
what you used to know.
So
used to know.
So in as much as just try to integrate all these things things you used to do into your life, because definitely there will not be a balance. You cannot say you're giving 50% to the work and 50% to home front or 50% to your partner, but at least ensure that you have time, apportion time, that will fill up for the space of your unavailability. Whether for children, whether for partner, whether for whatever phase of your space, or rather phase.
Like you called it, work-life
integration. Yes,
not balance. Integrating your life into your work, your work
into your life.
And then the laid-back partner should try and create a space. You create a space in your partner's life for yourself.
Yeah.
How? If you are someone that you are free like throughout the day, you could even set a timer, maybe every 2 or 3 hours. You just send words of encouragement. Hello, have you eaten lunch? There's a woman I met a long time ago. She would call her husband. Hello, during lunch period. Hello, how are you? Shetijel, how is she? That meeting you said you had. This one down, down. So the husband already has that at the back of his mind that my wife would call. Now in the case of WhatsApp that is so, just send a message. He will meet the messages there.
Yeah.
And the minute you start it, he's used to it.
So
he will expect it. He will expect that and he would expect that I'm going to reply at this particular period. Okay, my wife would expect me to reply at this particular period. And for women, it is always better your husband is in your work to avoid how will I put it, miscommunication of your actions.
Yeah. Okay.
like he's in your work, he already knows what is going on. So even if you have to keep late nights, he
You
knows.
understand.
He's most likely at work to pick you up.
Yeah.
So even if you have to fall short in the home front as regards the children, he's
Yes,
picking up the slack. He's like, oh, I'm aware, I'm aware. Like when I think of people like Okonjo Iweala, Obi Ezekwesili,
Exactly.
and I'm thinking, how did they train up their children?
Children.
So well? You know that the husband most likely would have picked up the
Some
slack
sort of
at some point in time. So if the husbands were not men that were involved in their wives' work life, I'm sure that balance,
There would have been a vacuum.
yes, there would have been a vacuum, and it would have affected their children in the long run.
Thank you.
Effective
Last
communication.
words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Effective communication will balance up the home front.
Yes.
For both parties. Once they can sit down and talk, this thing is not working for me. This is working for me, and they can. There's nobody who is over ambitious, and as long as you both partners sit down and talk about it, I'm very sure once they talk about it, they work things out.
I think even in that part, sorry that we're dragging, try to see a good in your partner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
yes, try to see a good in
Yes.
your partner, right? I'm talking about that laid back person.
Yes.
You know, try to see something that is good, you know, that you think she can also do, that can take her or him out there.
Yes.
You know, because everybody has something. Everybody has
Period.
something. If yours is behind the scene and she cooks so well, you can tell her, oh, you know, you cook so well, right? Can we make it this way? Can you make it this way? Before you know what's happening, you know, she's cooking for top people, you know, because you're already out there. So now you're even giving her the network that she needs to propel, you know, in her. So whatever it is, find that good that is in your partner
And the laid back person should not look at the ambitious person as being greedy or chasing rainbows.
Yeah.
Though what we have is it not enough for you?
it's not enough.
What are you looking for? You know, those things could be like,
Yes.
wait, are you trying to say?
Mhm.
You understand? So it should be
But
both ways.
Yeah, I think we have done justice to this already, and I believe that anybody that is in this shoe
Yeah.
would have gotten one or two lessons. All right, you know we don't wrap up an episode without playing our game. So time, yes, let me thank you. Drum rolls. All right, so today's game is storytelling.
Wow.
So and I'm going to start from. So someone is going to start a story, and
So what's the theme of the story today?
I don't know. The person that starts the story is going to determine.
Okay.
So you tell the story in sentence and we complete until the end of the story. Yes. So are we ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Auntie D, please.
Story.
Story.
Once upon a time.
Time.
There was a great famine in the animal kingdom.
Okay.
There was a dog.
Tell
There was a dog that was very hungry. But he had a friend, the rabbit. The rabbit was always looking so nice and plump and well fed. The dog kept on asking the rabbit, how far? What is happening?
See this smart tight corner. Don't worry. The rabbit refused to tell the dog where he always see the food. But the dog have it in mind that he will follow the rabbit the next day that he's going to look for food.
Okay, so while the dog was thinking of how to, you know, strategize towards following the rabbit, right?
Yeah.
He went into a deep critical thinking.
Thinking.
And he said to himself, instead of follow another person's path, why don't I find my path on how to, you know, get this food and make myself bigger or healthier?
Hey, where did you put me? It's critical thinking. All right, so the dog thoughts. And after a while, he came up with an idea.
Oh! So you're the one that is going to look for the idea now.
The dog came up with an idea. He slept in front of the rabbit's door to check what the rabbit does. In the middle of the night, the rabbit snuck out from the window.
So, unfortunately for the rabbit, dog does not sleep. Dog does not
Didn't sleep deep.
the dog does not sleep deep. So immediately the rabbit walked out of the door. The dog.
I think the rabbit is the one that has it, that is plumpy.
No,
Yes.
the
The
rabbit.
dog that wants to be like
Yes, she said the dog
The dog slept in front
in front of the rabbit.
rabbit snuck out.
So the rabbit snuck out through the window.
So the dog now followed the rabbit. Before the dog could reach the rabbit, dog met another friend of his. Another friend of his now said, there is a path that lead to a very big town where dog could find many food.
Alright. So while they were walking towards that path, they got to realize that, remember we talked about critical thinking. Had to realize that what a rabbit eats is invariably different from what a dog eats.
Yes.
And the dog then realized that he was only wasting his time thinking that he can be good, or he can be good eating what somebody else eats. And he saw that and realized that, so rabbit eats vegetables like carrots. The dog does not eat that. And he found out that on that part, there was things like meat, bones. This gave the dog a different side view to what life is about.
Yes.
So the
Alright.
end.
So complete the story in the comment section. We want to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. Because it's a combination of plenty thoughts and fun and everything. Thank you for always being a part of Chat with Olajuwon. We'll see you again next time. Don't forget to keep keeping it.
Bye.
Bye.